Welcome back and welcome to Vlogmas Day 10. We've got a slightly different background today. I'm not to one side because I need both sides of me because I'm going to be doing another UK versus US cover. I've sort of alluded to this in a few other videos, and I've recently got some of the US versions of the UK books I have and vice versa, so that's what prompted me to do another one of these. So I'm going to attempt to do a couple of the things that I hauled whilst I was in the UK, so I'll have a couple of pauses there. So the first one that I want to do a UK versus US one of is one I've already mentioned, so this is kind of a cheat, but this is the US cover of Date with Death by Julia Chapman. And if you remember from my can't remember if it was my UK book events or my interview with her, I told you that she'd given me this as a gift, and I compared it to the UK cover. So if you click back to that video, you'll be able to see the UK cover. US versus UK cover. And then the next one I have is one I've already shown in separate hauls. So I've got the US version and the UK version. So that is They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. Here is the UK version, and here is the US version. They are so different. I mean, obviously it was released in the UK in paperback, so that's quite a different thing. But I think they kind of, you know, they've both got the people on them. Who are the people concerned in the story, but this is, you know, bright orange with a shimmery aqua spine, whereas this is very kind of dark and somber looking with very much shadows. I mean, we don't see faces or anything in either of them, but this one obviously alludes to the passing of time, and then this one is just two people walking in New York. So very different there. Let me know which one you prefer, this one. Then we have, well, I haven't got the exact book because I thought I had the exact book, but I didn't, which if you've seen a previous video of mine, you'll know which one I'm talking about. But here is the UK cover for Every Day by David Levithan, which is very similar to the UK cover of Another Day by David Levithan. All the UK editions of David Levithan's books are like this. They've got the text on them. I really like them. I've also got this one here, which is bright green, and basically has similar text on as well. But very different to Another Day by David Levithan. Obviously, again, this is definitely a more sort of somber tone to it. This is bright orange and has silhouettes on, whereas this one has some faces and this person falling on the front here. And I know that this isn't the same book, this is the sequel to this book, but still the US version of this book looks like this, but just a slightly different colour. It's a more of a kind of like yellowy background to it. I don't think it has it on here, no, sometimes they have it on the back. But yeah, again, you get a very different impression from this book than you do to this book. Very different. But yeah, I think I'd be more drawn to this book just because of the bright colours, but then this book kind of alludes more to what the story's about. Let me know in the comments what you think. Then we've got one of my favourite books. I made a video all about this book. I enjoyed it so much. This is The Art of Being Normal by Lisa Williamson. You might have seen on my vlog the other day, I just finished Lisa's second book, all about Mia. And this is the UK version of this book. I believe it was released in hardback, and I have the paperback, but the hardback and the paperback looked the same. And then here is the US version. We've kind of got a bit of a reversal here because normally so far the UK version has been a lot brighter than the US version, but in this case the US version is much brighter, and if you see there we've got the rainbow flag going all the way around the book itself, and then we've got the rainbow on the spine as well, which kind of alludes to the fact that this book deals so well with LGBTQ plus issues and has characters kind of struggling with those issues. I think I don't know, I do like this one. I do like this cover definitely, but I think I might prefer the US cover in this instance. Yeah, let me know what you think. Again, it's kind of a bit of a reversal of the previous ones. This one's got the pink on the front, which is interesting that this doesn't have any pink on it at all. It's got some purple on the back, and that's it. But yeah, interesting, that one. And then we have the US version of All About Mia, which you'll have seen in my video the other day. We've got Mia on the front here, and then the spine is pink, and it's very much just the black and white with the pink accents. I really like this bit on the back. I can totally imagine the character of Mia doing that, definitely. And then I will now cut to the UK cover, because I got this is from my US library, and I got the UK cover from my UK library in hardback, so it's like a hardback versus hardback thing here. So I'll cut to that one now. So firstly, I borrowed All About Mia by Lisa Williamson. But yeah, again, very different, and this one has a face on it, whereas the UK one doesn't have a face on, which we saw with the David Levithan one as well. I'm choking on myself there. Yeah, so again, very different. But again, we've got sort of more somber colours on the US one versus the UK one, which, you know, seems to be a pattern that's emerging. And then I've got a, oh, not the box there. I've got a US hardback versus a UK paperback again, but the UK hardback was quite similar to the UK paperback. So this is the UK paperback of The Best of Adam Sharpe by Graham Simpson, and the UK hardback was basically the same as this, but it had the record on the front rather than the tape on the front. Okay, again, it's kind of almost sort of cartoon-like in its colouring. The hardback had, I think, orange here rather than pink, but I really like the paperback of this one. I was sent this from Penguin, which was very kind of them, but I really like it. And then you compare that with the US book, and they just don't even look like the same book. Again, we've got allusion to the music in here. We've got the piano playing, but yeah, they look like a completely different book. This book looks like it's almost in a completely different genre than this book here. I don't think you would pick up on the fact that these are the same author or even the same story. So yeah, as I say, the hardback version, the UK hardback version, just had a record in the place. It was the same colouring, same cream background, but it had a record in the place of the tape here. But this is the US hardback. UK, US. Let me know what you think. And then we come to another US versus UK, and this is kind of what prompted me to do the video just about, because on the surface the UK and the US version of Turtles All the Way Down look exactly the same. Obviously you can see from my sticker there that this was a signed copy from Target, but actually when you take them apart they are really quite different. I don't know if this can come across at all, but this one has a kind of a rough surface to it, whereas this is a much smoother, shinier surface. So already we've got like the texture different. That's not got the shiny writing on that this one has. And then when you undress them, it's quite different again. So these are the difference in the end papers. So this is the US end paper here and the UK end paper behind. So this one's got the spiral, whereas this one's just completely blank. I mean, it's coloured, but quite different. And then inside, this is the dust jacket for the UK one. So that's got loads and loads of different quotes in. And then this is the naked book. We've got the little clue to the story there. And then the shiny silver on the spine. Yeah, that gives you a clearer picture of the end papers as well. So that's the UK version. And then the US version nothing on the dust jacket at all. It's just a rough dust jacket. The hard book itself is exactly the same. It's got the little character there and then the silver on here. So the hard book itself is exactly the same, but the dust jacket's completely different. I mean, the difference between my my US one is that it's signed and it's got a DFTBA on, which is very cool. But yeah, on the surface they look quite similar, but actually they've got different end papers and different dust jackets. They might look the same naked, but they're completely different. So yeah, it's interesting the way the books are marketed to the different markets. I know kind of which version of which book I would buy, but definitely let me know in the comments below which one you prefer of the specific ones I've talked about and what you make of the differences as well. I will have another Vlogmas video for you tomorrow, so make sure you are subscribed so that hits your subscription box as soon as I upload it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my video tomorrow. Bye!